I hear that you miss me, well I don't miss you. Guess we know who was benefiting who. Thought I'd be around for all your ups and downs. Done with these cycles, I ain't your fucking clown. What is up, besties? It's your girl, the Karmic DF, back to you again with another video. And this time, I am shocked to say that we are covering aliens. We haven't we haven't covered aliens in like a hot minute because they never win. So if you're new here or if you're not notified, because I know that happens, please consistently check the community section, the post section, because I always put up a poll. You guys pick who the winner is and we go from there. And then some of y'all get mad because you're like, you want Cleopatra, but she never wins. Alzheimer's is a big one if you want me to take a look at that from a psychological perspective, but it never wins. And lately I've noticed that there's not as many people voting on it anymore, so I don't think that you guys are getting notified. So please go check the community polls because you guys are the reason that these videos exist. It's up to you. You get to choose. Yay! So in today's video, I think based on whatever the title is, you'll have an idea of where I'm going with this. But I think I'm going to leave this a little bit open. Alien as a whole is too broad of a term. But if you're into that type of stuff, the Galactic Federation, if you don't know what that is, allegedly, though so many people have heard about it and have spoken to them, and I've done readings on it, check out my woo-woo playlist. But they're like the military of the skies. So I was thinking we could take a look at that because I saw a comment that said something along the lines of like World War III and stuff like that. So while I'm not going to delve into politics too much, I'm basically just going to leave it open and see what our spirit teams have to say in regards to the aliens. Is there anything coming up that we should know about? What they want to make us aware of if they are involved, because that's how this one won. I asked if you guys wanted to know because it was based on a user comment. One of my regulars, so I can't think of her name right now, but she always comments on my stuff. I think you have like a little white thumbnail. I appreciate you, bestie. I feel like I don't remember the name. I'm so sorry. So like I said, today we're going to take a look at what do the ETs have to say in regards to humanity as a whole right now. What do they want us to know? Are we, being headed in a different direction? And most importantly, are they helping us? Is there some stuff going on? I mean, I've seen in my past readings and I've seen other readers that have seen technology that we never had that just apparently came out of nowhere. And it's almost like if you did the math, it wouldn't be from us. And then you think about like the pyramids and stuff like that. If you ever want me to do a reading on the pyramids, I would love to. Also, I know that these videos do not do as well. So if you have any friends that are into extraterrestrials, like videos like this, please give this video a share so that more people can find it, because Taylor Swift and aliens, people are going to click on Taylor Swift over the aliens, which, by the way, I have a fun idea for a Taylor Swift video that's coming up soon. So if you are a Swiftie, I got something interesting. But I'm not going to take up too much time with that. Oh, I also want to remind you guys, in case you didn't see the community poll, now I am back in astrology class. It's like this really in-depth class, and I'm finally able to like catch up with my client readings because it's starting to get nice out. I'm able to get my feet in the grass, which is so important. So readings are only going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the time being until I can find a good work-life balance that I haven't quite figured, work-life school balance that I haven't figured out yet. Or maybe it won't go back at all, or maybe it'll go back once, maybe fall time. I don't know. I'll figure it out as it goes. Y'all know me. I'm not really great at planning for someone with a lot of Virgo placements. I'm good at making lists. I think that's pretty much it. I don't really know what to expect from this video, which is why I'm having a hard time being like, this is what we're going to get. We're not figuring out someone's relationship dynamic. I'm just kind of leaving it up to the powers that be to see if it's probably going to be the Galactic Federation of Light that'll come through. That's kind of my intention, because they're the ones that are allegedly, I don't know, overseeing what's happening with us and whether or not we move into a destructive place. I mentioned in a prior reading that from what I saw, they kept us from having nuclear war. And that was the comment that I was mentioning. So you know who you are. You watch all my videos. I know who you are too. I just cannot, is it like, is your name Katie or something? I don't freaking remember. Anyway, so yeah, just aliens. Just aliens, you know, the guy with the hair, just aliens. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's freaking aliens. So are we on the brink of a world war? Is there anything they want us to know in regards to humanity and civilization as a whole? Any tea, anything to spread light on? And like I said, if you enjoy this, please share it with your friends, because these videos just don't do as well, which is sad, because they're actually, to me, the more interesting ones. So you guys can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Also, if you enjoyed the intro, first of all, stick around for the outro. But I just made my first song that I've written since I was in my early 20s. I used to be a singer. I'd win like statewide competitions. I enjoyed it. I'm finally getting back into it. So right now, I just created my first song in over a decade. You can pre-order it on my website. That would support me, and you would get an MP3 file so that you don't have to sit through ads on the day that I do decide to release it, because I got to get it remastered by my producer, and it's going to take a while. So you'd be the first one to receive it, and it's only $4.99. It's on my website, so go ahead and check that out. It's a beautiful song, especially if you've dealt with narcissistic dynamics, if you've dealt with drug addiction, alcoholism, whether you or being surrounded by it. It's basically a song about like empowerment and also the struggles that we face. So I really hope that you guys enjoy the intro and the outro. I'm really passionate about this song, but Spirit, is there anything else? Oh, do you guys want the general messages back? Because I can't promise that I'll do it every video, but now that I'm down to 2 videos a week instead of 3, I was thinking about bringing the general messages back. If you're new here, it's basically like a message from Spirit meant to find you. Let me know if you guys want that, because I'd like to do it. I think that'd be fun, but only if you guys are into it, right? So without further ado, this is all alleged, no facts here, aliens aren't real. You know what I mean? And yeah, based on the title, you should be able to know. I might also put in the description what I got from the cards to an extent, so that you guys know where this is headed, because honestly, I'm just kind of letting extraterrestrials. So yeah, if you want to book a private reading with me, I am so close to finishing. Finally, I have like 3 clients left, and then I'm reopening to the wait list. So if you booked on the wait list back in like November, December, keep an eye out for your email. If you're seeing this right now, you can email me to be put on the wait list. If you're seeing this in the future, check out my website first. And yeah, like I said, if you want to be the first to hear my music, you could pre-order the song on my website, but you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I think I already said that. My bad. And without further ado, sorry, besties, I am tired. I actually had to take a nap because your girl was just like so sleepy. I don't know why. I think because our weather here, like I don't know where y'all are from. Let me know in the comments down below. I don't know where you guys are from. I see it sometimes where a lot of you are from America, but I don't know where exactly. We had like 50 degrees, and then it just like plummeted to 19. Like I had my feet in the grass. I was so happy, bestie. And now it's like 40 with clouds, and it's freezing cold, and your girl misses being outside. So let's pray that spring comes sooner than later. I need it. We all need it. We benefit from the sun. We benefit from nature. It's a natural healer. So without further ado, what do the aliens have to tell us? It might be a little political. I'm not sure. But basically just an overview to try and help us as humans, humanity. Let's do that, okay? So don't forget to check out the outro as well, especially if you enjoyed the intro and you enjoy my music. But without further ado, besties, what do the aliens want to tell us? Let's get into it. If we simply try, if we simply try. All right, so we're just going to dive right in. I have no idea how this is going to go. So as always, thank you to everybody that says, oh, okay. This is through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. And if you're new here, bestie, smash that subscribe button. You do not want to miss out. And don't forget to check out my woo-woo playlist because there's a lot of stuff that we've already covered. Don't forget to subscribe. Two of Cups being the first card to come out, that feels good. That means that they're on our side. I'm also being drawn to the DNA strand. And I'm hearing, what is it? You guys have asked me to do this reading. I haven't done it before. Elohim. Elhoim. I do believe that we were allegedly made from extraterrestrials, but it's like way, way back. Because, yeah, I'm hearing the song, let's go way back, back into town. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. They're also alluding to the fact that we know, especially numerology speaking, we are in year number 9. So we're wrapping things up as a collective. So with the Two of Cups jumping out, Spirit's saying that right now is a really good time to both balance your masculine and feminine energies, and also to, it's reminding me of this show that I actually just started. It's called The Neighborhood, where this white couple moves into the suburban area, and it's like learning other people, even though we feel that cognitive dissonance of like, I don't get it. I don't know you. Like, for instance, like every Archangel Michael statue is usually a white man. Sekhmet looks like a black woman, right? So it's like, know thy neighbors, what I'm hearing. And I'm being drawn to the blue and the colors, which reminds me of politics. So I'm going to be honest. Well, I don't think that we should get obsessed with like the news or anything like that. I do feel with the Two of Cups to start the reading, Galactic Federation, ETs, whatever you want to call it, they're kind of asking you to remove your prejudices is what I hear. Now, whether that's race, economics, mostly kind of feels like politics as well. Get to know people, because notice the intimacy in this Two of Cups, how they're like, oh, this was me and my ex before he passed away. We were a lot like this. They're close. They understand that they are one. They understand that when you thrive, I thrive. This is kind of a message from the ETs that it's like, we want you guys to win. We want you to be happy. We want to see your collective ascend. And then I'm hearing history's been doomed to repeat itself. However, there is a mass awakening. I'm being drawn to the age of Aquarius, right? We've been hearing about that for a while and things coming out that is not allowed. You know what I mean? Like the Diddy scandal, Epstein, all of that. So in the storm, we will find the calm is what I'm hearing. Ace of Wands, the birth of something new. Okay, tell me about it. The Devil. We as a species are disconnecting from a lot of things that don't serve us, which is why right now it looks so chaotic. To bring in the new, we have to get rid of the old. It's reminding me of like spring cleaning, right? So this is why you're seeing people. Yeah, I'm hearing the song, You're Not the Boss of Me Now and You're Not So Big. If you ever saw Malcolm in the Middle, hey, millennials, what's good? Our humanity can't take what once, like, notice how these look like subservient dogs. It's like we were subservient to the man, whatever you want to call that. And now it's like, I don't know how woo you want me to take this, but I got to go there. There's energies being sent to us. You could call this like the Schumann resonance, and how there's usually the bursts of the, oh my God, it's so hard to think when channel. I know this. I'm a science major. Melinda, come on. The burst from the sun, the rays, I can't think of the word. When I watch this, I'm going to be mad at myself. We are up leveling as a species right now. This is why a lot of us are getting into that head frame of, but why though? Like, why are we worshiping celebrities that have been called, like Ellen DeGeneres was called a mean girl, Blake Lively, mean girl, right? We're heading into a good place, Ace of Wands, but in order to do that, we have to face what we weren't looking at before. So I think this is a warning from the ETs that, like, we're kind of in cahoots with what's going on, and we're helping you guys elevate, because as you elevate, the veil thins and then you can see what's really been happening behind your back, basically. So I think this year and continuing on, we're going to find out about more celebrities. We're going to find out about more politicians, because these people have been, what I'm hearing is, working off the backs of the average human being. And we don't support that. And while we can't You guys can laugh. I'm a Gemini moon. I want it to myself. While we can't penetrate free will, so sad, especially with the Ace of Wands there. While we can't mess with free will, we can give you hints. And this is why there's a lot of people that are on the earth right now that are channelers and they can talk to spirit and they're extrasensory. You're going to see a lot more of that. I'm being drawn to, oh my God, I don't know what generation is. Generation A, is it the new? It's the new wave of babies. They're going to come in without this level of karma. I wouldn't be shocked if we see more rises of what we consider Asperger's, but in reality, it's souls that aren't from here that don't go with the status quo because we were never meant to. Yeah, I'm hearing the song, we were meant to live for so much more. Have we lost ourselves somewhere? We live inside. So it's like, I think this is going to end up being like a healing message from the ETs saying like, yeah, I'm hearing you're doing amazing, sweetie. It has to crumble for new to begin. And this can also, because I'm being drawn to all the color here, right? While I know some of you guys think that I'm biased towards certain, but everybody's a little bit biased, right? We all have our preferences. I feel like I'm green. I'm not red nor blue. But this is reminding me of how it's really not okay how the trans community in particular is being affected right now, right? Like it's, I think we're going to see a rise of protests. I've been getting this. I remember doing a general 2025 prediction where I saw this. This is like a we the people taking our power back. And again, while I do think that there are some things that Trump does that is good, there are some things that he does that is bad, right? He's human. And so this is a calling. Yeah, I'm hearing the song Calling All Angels. Call on whatever you believe in, because out with the old, in with the new. And I think that that's going to come with like, I think that Mother Gaia is trying to heal herself as well and being drawn to that. So more hurricanes, more devastation, more flooding. And I don't want to scare anybody, but our planet is elevating. And with elevation, think about like in your regular waking day life, right? Like when did you leave that person that treated you like shit? When you were at your last straw, right? Like humans, when they're comfortable, they don't want to change. So it's like we have to make things uncomfortable so that we can change. I see ETs and humans holding hands like this, but it feels like pre-soul contract to me. I don't know that like our current politicians are necessarily working with them per se. I think this is too elevated for no shade, because you guys know how I feel, but I don't think Trump himself would be smart enough to work with the ETs. I don't buy that. I mean, maybe Elon Musk if he was allowed into it. But this feels more like a message like, hey, we're out here and we're sending, it's like they can send us codes, frequencies. It's like the sun is sending stuff to our pineal gland that helps us wake up and it lifts the veil. Like, I know this sounds weird, but that's what I'm getting. Difficult transition. Working together and being together. This is like, don't sweat the small stuff's kind of the vibe. Turn off the news a million times for a million times over. Turn off the news. Remember when I was talking about like DNA and like stuff like that? That's reminded me of sacred geometry and like the shapes having meaning and stuff like that, which again reminds me of like a higher consciousness that we don't quite understand yet. We will in time. I think it'll be within 100+ years. That's kind of what I'm being drawn to right now. But with the Six of Swords, it's like this difficult transition has to come in because it has to break down what doesn't serve us. Notice the lightning bolt right there. So while it might look like we're at a standstill, we're actually building upon who we should have been and what was taken away from us. Now, whether that was intentional or not is semantics. I'm not going to argue that. I already have in other videos. But this is like I'm just going to say it because they're trying to talk like through me to you. So I'm just going to go with it. We know your people have been monetized is basically the human phrase you would like to use. And we know that your people are actually quite intelligent. However, when there's so many things outside to look at, it's like, ooh, shiny. It's giving me Venus and Aries. You can't, or you feel as though you can't come back home to self. And so these upcoming years are going to be, what lights me up? What makes me happy? Enough with the distractions, enough with the Kardashians, who's famous, with the I don't know, sorry, hold on. I'm going to have to like, this energy is so high vibrational that like I'm having a hard time. Give me a second, guys. Your thoughts create your reality. So if you don't want a bad reality, we have to start working on the inner critic and how we were taught. So this is reminding me, as always, I bring this up all the time. First 7 years of your life, you're in a hypnotic state. So whatever was around you becomes your concrete reality. So it's undoing the things that make you feel like you are limited and like you are not in control of your own life. I think what we're going to see as time moves on, because again, while Trump can do things that are good for us, he's also a little ignorant when it comes to things such as like gender fluidity and stuff like that. So we might see a rise of like, they're drawing me to Martin Luther King Jr., Greta Thunberg, I don't know what the frick her last name is, but like people that are like, I'm sick of this, and they're going to be like the next world leaders. We're going to start to see that, because whether or not they know it, they're intuitively drawn to, it's in their soul contract. So spirit, the ETs, whatever you want to call it, it feels more like the Galactic Federation, because I'm having a really hard time like grounding into this. They want you to remember who you are, is kind of the vibe. And this is also drawing me, I'm not trying to go to conspiracy here, but remember the One Eye Club here. So it's like getting away from worshiping false idols. What is what I'm hearing. Like that doesn't necessarily have to be biblical, but it's like, it's all a distraction meant to make you consume, so that you don't figure out who you are, so that you don't elevate, so that you reincarnate, if you believe in that. You're watching an ET video. I don't know what else to say. There's something here about sacred geometry. I don't know if that's just a message for some people, or if that's like that's how this world works. It all works in zeros and ones, because I'm being drawn to the binaries, but not like gender. I'm being drawn to like zeros and ones. I don't know what that even means. I don't know why I'm being drawn to that. And sacred geometry. Maybe some of you are drawn to sacred geometry. It's weird. Like my mouth is having a hard time saying these words. I feel like we're getting frequent DNA up levelings. Like that's one thing that I will say. So if there are days where you wake up, oh, hey, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. If there are days where you wake up and you're like, I am exhausted. I had this crazy wild dream. Don't really understand. Why do I feel so tired? I've done nothing. You're actually changing on an energetic, molecular type of way that scientists can't even understand yet. But I also feel, yeah, I'm getting a nod, that they've held this information away from us because, again, consumerism, right? When you don't know thyself, you look externally to find something that fills that void. So they're kind of asking, I'm just going to say spirit, but it feels like Galactic Federation. That's who I called in, but spirit just kind of flows off the tongue a little bit easier. So I'm going to go with that. They're asking you to get to know thyself, because that's going to make you more prosperous. That might mean that you end up becoming an entrepreneurial. I always butcher that word when I'm channeling. It could mean that you just get into a field of something that you want to actually do, or it's as simple as having a job where you're respected and you don't live to work, you work to live. This is all about your happiness, and it's like we're trying to help you, but the ways in which that we do that is kind of hard for our brains to understand. 333 when I said that, which reminds me of Jupiter, which reminds me of expansion, and Jupiter is all about luck, and it's all about growth in terms of like abundance. So while it looks chaotic in the world right now, it's for our greatest good. You know how your parents, like when you were a kid, you want to eat that cookie, and they're like, it's for your greatest good. Like, you can't eat that cookie. You got to eat your dinner. We want you to be healthy and strong and stuff. Oh, most being drawn to foods too. A lot of the processed foods, not foods. This is why dis-ease is coming into the body. This is why we have a lot of cancers. Allegedly, zero facts here, none whatsoever. I'm not a medical professional. Okay, just so we got that out of the way. They have an issue with our food. They're asking you if you can to, yeah, because I'm hearing choose your hard, pay the extra for organic, pay the extra for non-GMOs, because whether or not you do that, you're going to be paying extra regardless. You're either paying extra for organic, you're paying extra for that cancer test you never saw coming, the diabetes you never wanted. So it's like, now's the time to start doing your own research, educating yourself, and realizing that you are always in control of your life to begin with. Two of Wands. Right now, we're in a very pivotal moment in history. I think this is why I'm not saying that Trump is like the way shower, but Trump is the type, he's the perfect person to rip shit apart, right? He's just like, throw out the book, let me start over. Whether or not he's going to get everything right, doubt it. He's human and there's other people working with him. It's not just a one-man show. But in this transition, we will solidify what does and does not work. And because we were already in a phase of like fear, lack mindset, you know, inflation at an all-time high, we're going to be so fed up that when things don't work out, not everything's not going to work out. Like I do see money getting better with time. I think whatever it is that Trump's doing, I see like it's going to go downhill, but then it's going to even itself out. So I know people are like worried about tariffs and stuff like that. I feel like in terms of money issues, like if we might, like this might be the stock market or something. I see like a plummeting where it's like, we're worried about money, but it has to adjust itself. This could also be cryptocurrency. I can't really tell because I'm being drawn to this. So it has something to do with money here, but it's like bottom out, even out. So I think all encompassing, it's asking you to kind of ride the waves, listen to your body and trust that there are things outside of us that are trying to help us. Wow, this is so, y'all, like just sidetracking for a second. First of all, I got a new mic. Do you guys hear me better? I hope so. This is so high vibrational that multiple times I've had to be like, Spirit, can you just tell me what they're saying? Because it's almost like, you ever see those memes where they're trying to touch hands, but they can't? Like, that's how I feel. It's like they're trying to send me stuff. And so it's like the third party is my spirit team. So bear with me here. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. See, and I said Jesus. I think there's something about biblical times. Like I know there's people that are going to be leaning on religion because they're going to be afraid of what's going on. Understandable. Let live is what I'm hearing. You know, as long as no one's pushing their shit on you. But then I'm also being drawn to, this kind of looks like, again, channeling. I can't think. I'm so sorry. What's that religion where they can't show their face? They can only show the eyes. There's something here about that religion. What about it, Spirit? Spirit, you're going to have to channel through it because I can't. I'm not picking it up. It's hard. That's what she said. Okay, sorry. So this energy is just so weird to me. Okay, anyway. I don't know if there's going to be like a rift between our country and their country, or if their country is going to get attacked, or there's something here about racism, but it's not like black-white racism. It's not that. It's not the canceling a history month. It's not that. There's something about their people in particular, but I can't think about it because my brain feels like it's in a cloud. Like I don't know how to describe this energy. And we may also lean back into religious practices. So your average person that doesn't necessarily want to step into spirituality, they may lean towards religion. So whatever religious background they're affiliated with, like for instance, if I wasn't into spirituality, I would go to the Catholicism route. Not going to happen. But if I didn't have spirituality type of thing, I think people are going to be very fearful of what's to come. Obviously, we're seeing it right now. But as I said that, I heard the song from Hitch where it's like, don't you worry about a thing, mama. So I don't think we got anything. Yeah, King of Wands is a leader. But this is also like, look at how this King of Wands has this like weird looking humanoid thing behind him. It's like your spirit team, whatever it is that you believe in, the ETs. I kind of feel like it's hard because I don't really get it. It's so high vibrational. If anyone's ever channeled the Galactic Federation before, let me know how you guys felt, because I feel like I'm in a cloud. They're channeling through you. It's like having that $1 million idea. They're doing it. So like, I'm being drawn to Elon Musk. I don't know if he's going to have like technological advances. He's either directly getting it from the ETs, but he might just be channeling it, because there's something here where we are going to see an uptick in like science and discovering new technology to use. This kind of also worries me because it reminds me of Spirit, you've got to bring me back down to earth. This is hard. It's reminding me of that. They have all the sci-fi movies where it's like your debit card's like connected to your iris and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be that level, but I do think we are moving into a different type of currency. I can't get that out of my head. And with all the energy lines here, I'm hearing it's a tool. And while there will be problems with it, it's a tool. It's how you use it that's a problem. Like for instance, right? People that had cash before credit cards were probably like, credit cards, oh my God, that's crazy, that's evil. Now we all use credit cards And every once in a while we get hacked. There's always protection when those things happen. Use protection, kids. Like, that's kind of the vibe here. If we end up moving into, I feel like the dollar is going to be removed for some reason. I mean, it's barely there. They've been talking about getting rid of the penny for like a minute. So I think we're headed in that direction. Okay, continue, Spirit. Celebrities are going to be falling off their thrones. I don't know why they're bringing this up. I think it's because, again, the collective ascension. Because look at how on this star card, the woman's like naked. She's vulnerable. And so it's like what we're seeing right now is the evolution of our species going, we don't want fake. We don't want smile in your face, take your money. We don't want inauthenticity anymore. That's kind of the energy. And so with all of these like electricity lines, it's like energy is coming through our body to help us shift, transform, realize what it is that we actually want out of life. It's actually kind of beautiful. Like, I wish you could see this. Like, I'm floating in a cloud. Like, Spirit's showing me where my higher self is. I'm floating in a cloud. I'm seeing like a Star Trek looking spaceship above me. There's a guy that's trying to talk to me, but it's almost like there's a language barrier. So my spirit team's in the middle of us. And it's like he's wearing a suit, but it's almost like a skin suit. It's like a gray blue. And he's got a really nice jawline, very fit. And everybody on this spaceship, I guess you want to call it, they're all super fit. And it's like, I see them growing their own food on the spaceship, but it's not like, what I'm hearing is like, it's not bioengineered. It's like, we know how to make things in a way that humans don't yet comprehend. We will, not anytime soon, because again, greed is still going, right? Like, one thing I'll point out about Trump to, you know, the people that think that I'm biased, he really cares about fossil fuels and all that crap, which is not good, right? Because we got global warming, we got to worry about that stuff. So, sorry, there's just so much coming out at once. We're leveling up. Like, just give me a minute here. This shit's so crazy. I feel like I'm floating in a cloud. Like, right now I'm hearing, oh my God, what is that song? Mac Miller, something about a cloud or something. But like, I think he's talking about drugs. Like, that's how I feel right now. It's crazy. Okay, what's not being seen by the public? Yeah, this is giving me, oh. The guy, okay. So basically what's happening to me right now is they're putting me in a cloud. It's my higher self. I'm in a cloud and there's a spaceship right there. There's a guy coming out of the spaceship. He's coming to talk to me, but there's a language barrier. My spirit team's here, right? He's like, I know your people care about the pop culture stuff. So we want to let you know, Jay-Z is in fact going down too. I feel like the guy that couldn't talk right on Bruce Almighty, Jay-Z's going down, but the public hasn't seen yet because the awakening and because I'm hearing save the children. If you know, you know. I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. I don't know what the trigger words are. I think there might be a video coming out or something. There's going to be like, I don't know if we'll see it. I mean, how much have we heard about the Diddy stuff? And remember when Epstein came out, they keep a lot of shit from us because it's all intertwined. It's also reminding me of the justice system. I feel like there's a lot of snakes in the grass, allegedly, no facts here. But I think Jay-Z is going to be one of the next people to go down. I think I've said this in other videos before, but I think they're just trying to, I just heard we're trying to relate to your people about what your likes and dislikes are. Like I'm seeing this spaceship, guys. It is super clean. Like you could put your finger on it. There's no dust. It's beautiful. It's shiny. It's reflective. I see their screen, their monitor. It's like a hologram almost. It's like you could touch it, but it's not of substance. I don't know how else to explain it. Anyway, okay. Spirit team, do you guys know the name of this guy? Derek? Neck? Something with ek at the end. I don't know if that matters. Anyway, what do you want us to know? Your depression, your sadness, and your inability to see a way forward is what keeps you away from your happily ever after, is what you humans like to call it. Everything is a frequency. Your internal reflects your external. So if you feel that you're in a survival state, you're going to be in a survival state. this is kind of like how I mentioned the girl that always says, I only attract cheaters. Well, you're putting it out there. That's what you're going to get. So spirit's kind of, I'm going to say spirit because it's just easier. But there's a guy here. Sir, what does your name begin with? Salnek? I don't know. Anyway, your depression and your burnout is leading to why you can't foster stability, basically. You feed things into yourself, food-wise, energetically. This is like everything around you should reflect what you want. For instance, if you're big on technology, right? Are you following Instagram people that inspire you or drag you down? Are you friends with people on Facebook that maybe you should unfriend or unfollow because all they ever do is complain? Because it's like some of us get this, but what we're not getting is that everything is a frequency transference. And so, like, for instance, this is a good example. Thank you, Spirit. Help me make it make sense. Lately, because my gifts have been I think this is why this winter is so hard for me. I can't watch true crime unless I'm in a really good state or I'm like in the sun or with my feet in the grass, because everything's energy transference. You ever hear a 911 call on a true crime show and it's real? We absorb all of those energies constantly. Think of us as like those little Roomba things, but we're always absorbing it. So if you're watching the news and frickin' Rachel Maddow, per my opinion, no facts here, you frickin' fearmonger. Sorry, I had an issue with her back when I was a diehard. So yeah, when they constantly project their fear onto you, when people are constantly projecting their anger, their stress, you need to get away from that, because that is what is hindering your ability to have finances. It's not where you grew up. And I'm not downplaying the 3D experience. I'm not. But as someone who came from the bottom, as someone whose parents grew up and was raised in the ghetto, who had a father who was stabbed, I think I turned out pretty good because I believed. And that's kind of the point here. It's like society gives you reasons to believe that you can't, so that you buy all these things to make you believe you can. Like, for instance, don't exercise. It takes too much effort. Or count your calories and take Ozempic. You know what I mean? But don't eat organic fruits and veggies, and don't worry about that because it's woo-woo if you do eat organic and you're soft and you're sensitive. It's like we live in an upside down world. This is not how we're supposed to be. And that's why there's so much sadness. It's like you're scrolling on TikTok for 8 hours and you're wondering why you're depressed. But little do you know, you just took on the energy of like 5,000 people. And especially nowadays with people making like, I guess I'm not on TikTok that much, but like making TikTok reels where they're losing their damn minds and like they're drawing me to Selena Gomez having a nervous breakdown and videotaping it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm saying if you don't have the energy for it, don't do it. That's kind of the vibe. Like if you don't have the energy to feed yourself, you know what I mean? Don't give it to other people, because that's what's going to make you struggle in these upcoming years. It's like right now, what you humans call selfish, we call self-focused. You need to be headed in that direction. What lights you up? What brings you happiness? Get outside so that we can send you energy codes through the sun. I don't even know what that means, but okay, I've heard it before. And watch out for burnout. If your body's saying to rest, rest. You're not meant to be a human doing. You're a human being. Okay. What is I'm going to call you Sal. I guess we're going to call you Sal. Thank you for being here, sir. What else would you like to tell us? Like, people are worried about like World War III, like Trump instilling like a whole war. Is that something we need to worry about? I just heard not a chance, because we wouldn't let it get that far. 7 of Pentacles, biding time. 7 of Wands, vulnerability. Detach from things that stress you out is a big major, and get into things that make you feel vulnerable. Love, love the idea of love. Soak yourself in love. Be friends with people and have heartfelt connections. I can't control what's coming out of my mouth, y'all. It's just happening. I'm not even going to remember what the hell I said. I feel so foggy right now. What was the question? Oh, World War III. Thank you. While we understand that it looks like it's probable, believe it or not, your leader does want what's best for you guys, even if it doesn't look that way. He is ignorant to certain things. We see that. We understand. And I'm looking at a man who's very clearly, He's masculine, but he's also a little non-binary. Like he's got like shoulder length hair. He's very pretty, to be honest with you. And it's like your people need to level up if they're in survival mode, how are they going to worry about things like binary, non-binary, race, stuff like that? That's not to diminish it. I'm just saying, because we're in a survival state right now, you have the leader that you need in terms of finances, because that's what's going to get you to the next step. It's reminding me of, oh my God, what is it? Where it's like, there's frequencies that correlate with like 743 hertz is like peace and love and tranquility. I'm probably getting that wrong. Correct me in the comments if you feel like it. But it's like we're up leveling in consciousness. We're really, really low on the totem pole. I've said this in a million of my woo-woo videos. We're like the junk drawer of space. The junk drawer, yeah, kind of that too. Because the aliens aren't really all that concerned with us, because it's like, I've made this comment to other people. Would you be like, oh my God, you're going to hell if you saw a bunch of lines of ants gangbanging? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, who cares? That's kind of how the ETs feel about us. It's like, you came here on a mission to develop your soul, to evolve in the way that is best for you and for your soul's plan. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Focus on yourself. Build up yourself. What do you feel called to do? Where do you feel called to go? Detach from things that don't serve you. Get back in touch with your inner child. What did you dream of? They're reminding me of how when I was a kid, I used to love to sing. I gave it up when I was like 20-ish. Like, I did it in college, and then I just did bar karaoke and I moved on. I never thought I'd do it again. So it's like, you always had the blueprint. It's just that the world around you is telling you not to follow it. It's they want you to not take the road less traveled. So World War III spirit? I don't think so. I'm hearing the song The Rest Is Still Unwritten. So again, free will, right? Like, leaders and stuff can get angry with other leaders. That's possible. But when I tell you there is something that they can do to stop atomic bombs or nuclear stuff, they are way more advanced than us technologically speaking. You know what I'm seeing is like, they're showing me a nuclear bomb, and then on the side of it is a candle with a match, or a lit candle, which is like representation of like, this is your atomic bomb. And I see them licking their fingers and putting it out. So it's like, whatever would blow up the planet per se, there's no way they would allow that to happen, because this planet's here for the evolution of the soul, and an ego, Trumps or otherwise, they're not going to let that interfere with the evolution of souls, period. So I don't feel that there's a World War III coming. I think there's going to be a lot more wars for sure, because there's going to be a lot of arguments on, especially with like money. We're seeing that with Trump already, right? Like, apparently he had a heated argument with some guy whose name begins with a Z. I don't remember. I only saw it through a comment one of you posted. But I do think that people's egos are going to be hurt in terms of like, I'm hearing like prime minister. Is that who did it? I don't know. Something about a prime minister. But with the moon in reverse, you're seeing the evolution of humanity play out. There's nothing hidden from us in terms of like, World War III, Trump's going to kill everybody, the world's on fire. Like, it's none of that. Like, as I said that, I just heard the song, My World's on Fire, how about yours? That's the way I like it, and I never get bored. Hey now, you're an all-star. I'm being drawn to the lamb. Why? Don't be a sheep. That's what I just heard. Don't be a sheep. Do you feel like you're supposed to learn and share it with other people? So maybe you want to do something in the spiritual field. Maybe you want to be a therapist. Maybe you want to paint. Maybe you want to draw. Maybe you want to get into science to help evolve where we already are. Someone had to create the first light. Someone had to create the first cell phone. Maybe that's you. Don't feel that you're powerless in your own life is the message from, I'm going to call him Sal. We're calling him Sal now. Nine of Pentacles, all about independence. Look at all the color here. This is what they told me to pick for the deck. It's like, you guys feel like it's this or that, black and white, which is ironic, right? Because like, Trump doesn't believe in gender fluidity, but like, just whatever. Anyway, I'm not going to go on that tangent. I disagree with him on that. But anyway, But the Nine of Pentacles, it's like you're going to create and foster your own so long as you trust your intuition. Look at how there's like a falcon. Oh my God, I've been seeing hawks for fucking days. Trust in the little niggles, the little intuition in your gut. Trust in that, because Spirit always sends us signs. This is like if you're seeing 1111, there's probably a big change coming. If you're seeing 111, if you're seeing 1010, there are endings coming. Like Spirit, the universe, everything is a reflection. It's like, this is about to get so woo-woo. Trigger warning, if you're really religious, you might not like this. God is consciousness experiencing itself. It's almost like it's fragmenting to, it's almost like, how do I word this? This is so high vibrational. Give me a minute. Bring me down and just channel it through me. Okay, this is a dumb way to explain it. God is the hand, we are the fingers. God is the tree, we are the branches. So it's like God is consciousness, we are experiencing life. And so long as we don't lose that ethereal cord back to ourselves, y'all need to let me know if you enjoy these types of readings, because this is just way woo-woo. But as long as you keep following the thread of fate is what I'm hearing, and listening to your intuition, like this would be like if you want to leave this job, but you're like, no, it's not logical. Well, start making moves, embody that Virgo energy, make a plan, because your intuition's calling you for that. Also, they're telling me that the universe responds to what you're saying. So if you're saying, I want more, the universe is going to pull things away from you that aren't healthy. So if you're like, I want better than this, and now your spouse of 10 years is getting even more unbearable, it's because they heard you. And it's almost like they're showing me at a diner where it's like, order up, but we don't understand it that way because we don't like being uncomfortable. But it's like, it's us getting comfortable that got us to where we are today. It's us giving our power over to people because they say so, that's gotten us to where we are today. If we reel that back in and just sit in our own silence and go, okay, what is my body telling me today? What is God telling me today? Source, whatever you want to call it. Look at how there's like a little ghosty ghost right down there. It's like, trust in that, and all will be well, is what I'm hearing. I wish there was a card that looks like the guy. This is kind of like the suit that I was seeing, except it's like all gray blue. It's like, that's his, but it's almost like it looks like his skin, but it's not. It reminds me of like a wetsuit, kind of like that. Continue. The Emperor. Don't be afraid of your leaders. They're going to fuck up. They always do. And they're not the only ones that are involved. Because it's reminding me, like, I don't know where you're from, but like a lot of Americans, the U.S. Senate, right? There's a lot of other things. Congress, that has to go through it. Stop channeling your hate onto people. Be the person you want to be. It's reminding me of the Tony Robbins quote where it's like, oh God, Spirit, can you help me channel that? I am a leader. I will create. I will not destroy. Stand up, set a new standard. I'm butchering it, but those are some of the words in the quote. It's like, you have to be the savior in your own life. You've been led to believe that you need a knight in shining armor. You need a president that's going to save you, or a prime minister, or whatever it is that other countries have. It's like, you know that these people run with ego. You know that they care about money and looking good. Don't worry about them. Worry about yourself. Notice how the Nine of Pentacles, I was talking about freedom, right? Financial abundance, all of that. This woman is not even remotely focused on this Emperor, and this Emperor is looking pissed. This is reminding me of like when, oh my God, I'm gonna have to close my eyes to channel. I think women wanted to either vote or they wanted a bank account. I don't remember which one. I'm so sorry. I know all this, but it's so hard because there is literally a being standing right in front of me. It's hard. But when women got sick of something, they went on a peaceful, emphasis on peaceful, they went on a peaceful protest and they won. So it's like, what do you want? What do you stand for? And fight for it in a peaceful, loving way, because they can't get you when you're down. Now, I know that when it comes to race and the fear mongering and all that, I understand. I'm not diminishing that, but I'm saying our leaders are not as powerful. They're the 1%. We're the 96. Well, technically, if you're watching this, you're probably part of the 4%, where it's, I'm getting the numbers wrong. There's 1%, 90-something%, and then there's the 4% that are like considered to be the awakened ones. That's who we're supposed to be in this lifetime. It's why you're drawn to stuff like this. It's why you have a curiosity to life beyond limits, because you were meant to be life beyond limits. Do you understand what I'm saying? 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment. It's like your emotional fulfillment will happen. There is something here, I got to point it out, that President Trump really does care about the family unit, because it's drawing me again to how apparently he wants, what is it? What's it called? Help me. IVF to be like covered and stuff like that. So while some of his ignorance hurts us, some of the things he does, it helps us as well. It's not diminishing again, right? There could be good things and bad things. That's what they're trying to say. It's like gender fluidity, real thing. Not cool what Trump's doing. Putting the money back into the family unit, trying to rebuild the family unit, good thing. Let's focus on the good. Let's figure out how we can adjust the bad. Are you meant to be someone who's standing up for these people? Like, are you someone who's gender fluid that should be someone who's speaking? Maybe you're supposed to be on a TED Talk. You know what I mean? Maybe you should be listening to TED Talks to get inspired. We are not as disempowered as they want us to believe. So feel your feelings, especially with all this orange here. Honor that, but pour into your own cups first, because your happily ever after will come. We're trying to help you. Vulnerability, expansion. It's in the change that we expand, whether good nor bad. This is like getting into your masculine energy and fighting for things that you believe in, being vulnerable when necessary. I'm hearing the song Live Like You Were Dying. It's like, how many times do you have to hear someone that's like 80 plus years old that's like, I wish that I had spent more time with my family, and I wish I told that person I love them. Don't wait till then. Do it now. All right, I'm going to wrap this up because this is so... If you guys were in this energy, like, I feel like I did drugs or something. This is wild. Okay. Mr. Sir. Anything else? I don't know if you guys can hear the music in the background, but I had to put on like a Schumann resonance because I was so ungrounded. Is there anything you want the people that are going to see this video to know? To either empower themselves, tea drop, whatever you want. Floor is yours. Obstacles are meant for stamina. Obstacles are in your best interest. If you don't get that job, there's a reason. If you're 10 minutes late to work, you might have missed a car accident. There is always a reason for things to be at a standstill. Trust the divine plan. Trust that what's meant for you is for you. Trust that what's not meant for you is going to fall apart. Like, okay, call me out, why don't you? Those that know that I dated a dude that cheated on me with 5 of my friends, I could have learned a lot earlier before I left. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when things aren't working out, that's a sign that it's not for you, whether you've outgrown it, right? Because there are friends that I've had that weren't necessarily bad people, but as I started to elevate, there was tension because it was a mismatch, because where I'm headed, I want to, and I think some of you might feel this way too, especially if you're this far into the reading, where you want to elevate and be the best version of yourself. A lot of people are not going to follow that. A lot of people don't have that type of motivation. They're just trying to survive, frankly, and we should give them some empathy for that. But that means that not everybody is going to be for you. So remember, quality over quantity. When things don't work out, there's a reason. If you're isolated and you don't have a lot of friends right now, it's because there are people like you that might be on the other side of the planet, or you just need to have a chance encounter that hasn't happened yet because you're not at the right frequency. But this whole entire universe moves off of frequency. So if that relationship isn't working, it's because there is a frequency trying to bring you somewhere else. That's how the universe speaks. It speaks in energy. You guys got to let me know if you like this. Full card. Yeah, this is like, if something is this hard to fight for, it's probably not for you, with the Fool card in between that and the 5 of Wands in reverse. It's like, let the petty arguments go. Don't argue on Facebook about who's better, red or blue. They both suck, okay? Sorry, not sorry. You are going to be the person that saves you. You are going to be the one that makes this all worthwhile. That was always the point. You were never supposed to be freed by someone above you. You were always supposed to free yourself. Yeah, I'm hearing that quote where it's like, you were never meant to compete. You were never meant to compare. You were meant to be loved, and you were meant to love because you are love. This is beautiful. I would do this more if you guys like this, so let me know. Invest in things that fill up your heart. Don't keep falling for, because this reminds me of like the Joker energy in this card here. Don't keep falling for the illusion. Do you want to be rich and famous? There's probably a wound involved in that. Or do you want to create something? What's going on? Why are you, look at this. Do you see this? Hello? You think you're funny. They're putting their hand, I know you're not going to believe, that's fine. Well, if you're this far in, you probably do. Whoever I'm talking to right now is going like this in front of the camera to mess with the camera. How do I fix this? There we go. You think you're funny. I just heard, see, we can be funny too. We're lighthearted. We're just protecting the world over here. Like, whoever this guy is, he's really nice. Anyway, 8 of Cups. Sorry if I screwed up the mic. I forgot I had it. We have a tendency of holding on to things way past its expiration date. Like, notice how on this 8 of Cups, first of all, it's blocked. And look at all the third eyes on it. But then this also reminds me of like the reptilian part of our brain, which makes us think from a place of like scarcity, lack, mindset. So it's like, yeah, I'm hearing the Michael Jackson song. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Look at how he's kind of looking towards, I know that's not a mirror, but it's kind of giving the vibe. This is also giving me the vibe of like that box in Saw where you break it to get the antidote. It's like the antidote's right in front of you. It's that Ace of Cups. It was you. It was you all along. You were supposed to be the hero in your story. You just forgot. So let's remind you. Ace of Swords. You create your reality. And we have your back, but you don't really need us either. We are monitoring your planet. We are watching out for the snakes. We are taking out the bad guys behind closed doors. Some of the reason you're not finding out about people getting in trouble is because we're handling it. And frankly, the human psyche of a lot of people on this planet can't handle it. And so they're not going to hear about it. This is why the Epstein list is taking forever. This is why Diddy is taking forever. There's a lot of people that if you found out they were involved, you'd be sick to your stomach. This is like your neighborhood police sergeant and the judge that's in the court system that's a mile, that's probably a reach, that's like a half hour from your house. It's like, you ever, this is a good example, thank you, Spirit. You ever make the mistake of looking up how many pathrita piles are in your neighborhood and then it's like 5 billion? Like, that's kind of the vibe. It's like, there's some things that we just don't need to know because unless it impacts us directly, it's just wasted mental energy that we could be pursuing with something that'll actually help for the greater good. And that's what we want to focus on today because you were always meant to achieve your dreams. You didn't come into this world with dreams so God could go, ha, and squash it. That was never the point. But there has to be obstacles because just like you play a video game, what's the point of playing a video game if you win when you start? You're creating stamina. You're creating a solid sense of self. You're learning life lessons. You're taking it with you. You're learning to value things more. Have you ever had death in your life? Oh my God, so many people in my life have died and it's made me value connections so much more. You might have Pluto in Scorpio. I don't know why, but I have that. I'm being drawn to that. Do I? I'm channeling it so hard. Pluto and Aquarius as well. I don't know why I'm being drawn to those two. All right, anything else? Because this is like wildly intense. Mother Gaia is a resource. Use it. Herbs, essential oils, putting your bare feet in the ground, getting sun on your face. It's not just sun. There's a reason there's a floating ball of fire. There's energy codes being sent to you. There's a reason why when you're outside all day, you feel energized. We are sending you energy. That's the point. There are a whole bunch of portals. Y'all just don't really understand what it is because it's like, I don't mean to drag the spiritual community because it's not everybody. It's just a select few. But there are some people that do it for monetization only, right? And they don't actually learn what's really going on. I'm not trying to drag people. But the point is like, sometimes they'll be like, it's a portal 8-8 and Stargate and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you read that somewhere. You don't even know what you're talking about. Everything, like for instance, the seasons, right? The sun, like science proves that. The sun goes up, goes down. The moon, full moons makes us emotional. We are 70%, I think, water. It messes with the tides. Everything is synchronized. Everything is working in vibration together. The more you level up, the more your neighbor has to level up. The more the people around you have to level up. Or in connections and stuff like that, they're going to fall away from you. They're going to be repelled from you. but you're going to be drawn better people into your reality that matches the frequency in which you are set. Everything is a frequency. You are consciousness. You are energy. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but they're drawing me to this, and I'll kind of wrap this up here because this is way longer than I expected. Have you ever, I don't know how I did it. That's the problem. Maybe in the sunlight. You ever go like this in the sun and you could see light like emanating off of your hands, almost like an inch longer? Or like if you look at trees, you could see red hues coming off of it. We are all energy. It's like the body is the vessel. You are the energy. You are the light source. So if you are light source energy, why wouldn't the sun bring you life? Why wouldn't the earth ground you into it? Think about like electricity and how like lightning hits the ground. We're all interconnected, the water, all of it. We are all one is kind of the message here. And despite what your news and your media says, as long as you guys come together, I'm being drawn to like ayahuasca trips. It doesn't have to be that deep, but like people coming together for the greater good is what's going to help us evolve eternally, is what I'm hearing. All right. Anything else before I wrap this up? Yeah, this is like the whole humanity's going through a rebirth. Yeah. Realism. You already know what's going on. You're seeing it on a grand platform. It's like, remember how I was saying your internal reflects your external? People being outed, right? It's because we don't want lies anymore. So with that Seven of Cups in reverse, it's like the truth shall set you free. And with the Four of Wands, hold on, before I say that. The Tower. The structure we have in place, it's reminding me of how everyone said, like, I think it's Pluto and Aquarius was going to destroy America's, that paper. I'm so sorry. It's so hard when I'm channeling this frequency. But it's like, we're evolving. That's how I'm going to kind of have to leave it. So it has to fall apart. It's why it looks ugly. The earth is responding to it. The animals are responding to it. This is why we're having floods and fires. Mother Gaia is replenishing herself. The universe is answering the call of the humans asking for more and asking for help and asking for safety and security, because we haven't had it for such a long time that we don't even know ourselves. It's drawing me to the movie Free Guy, where everybody's just walking around. They don't realize that they're non-player characters in their own lives until they take back their power. So this is the next year and ongoing. We're going to be taking back our power. And I wouldn't be shocked if, because it's drawing me to like how Trump is trying to remove a lot of the federal stuff. If we might go back to like tribal type of stuff, at least for America, where it's like state by state basis, because it's too much power into when, oh my God, what is that saying? Something about the many for the few. It's off of our backs, basically. So while it looks like chaos and while Trump is not exactly the poster child for saving us, it's a step in the right direction. There are going to be some wrong steps. That's how life works. I'm hearing the song, gotta take the good with the bad, happy and the sad. Whatever the fuck that song goes. Just trust your intuition moving forward. If it doesn't work for you, it's because something else is meant to be built. But I do think that jobs will be coming back. That's just something. Trump is going to bring more jobs back. I don't know why, but that's coming out. And the structure is going to fall apart. Will we see as America today, give it 100 years, it'll be in the history books? Like, you know how, this is a good way to summarize it. You know how we read these history books and we're like, how the fuck did all these people fall for Hitler's shit? How did this devastation happen? Think of the frog in the pot, right? If you've never heard of this, the frog is in a pot of water on the stove. Turns it up, turns it up, turns it up, turns it up. It doesn't realize it's being slowly boiled alive because it's a slow process. That's like the human race right now. We're reaching the boiling point. So now we're deciding whether we're going to take it and die or we're going to jump out and save ourselves. Spirit / the ETs are asking you to save yourselves because it's not going to be anyone but you. That was always the point. I do think we're going to have wars. I don't think it's going to be to the level of like Earth's destruction. They don't want it because in their minds, I guess, because he's trying to talk to me telepathically. It's very fucking confusing. Earth is a school. It can't be destroyed. We need it. We need it to help evolve souls. Some souls come down to learn while other souls come down to change what's happening in the world. And chances are, if you've gotten this far in the video, you're probably one of the people that are changing what's happening in the world. That doesn't mean that you have to be a spiritual teacher. Maybe you're just someone who's kind of like an earth angel, and you're loving and you're empathic, and we have a drought of love in this world. I'm hearing Fuji's, where's the love? That's the point. We are love. That is God. That is source. Not trying to argue semantics here, but that's what I'm getting from them. It's like, we're looking for someone to worship. You should be worshiping yourself. You should be loving yourself, because when you're pouring into yourself, you have that much more abundance within. As within, so without. And then you'll be bringing in things and people and manifesting, if that's what you believe in, all of the things that you want as well. Back deck. Those that don't know history are doomed to repeat it. We are canceling out history, because whether or not you dislike Trump, you have to admit, cutting off the federal people that make a fuck ton of money and don't do shit for us, that's a good move. I support that. So it's like money trickling back into the people. It's going to be a slow burn, but it's going to happen, because whether or not, you know, he's meant to be in this part, I mean, he's the perfect person for it. He's easily hated, but at the same time, he's like, I don't give a fuck. I do what I want. What was that? It was an old meme. It was like, bitch, I do what I want. Like, that's kind of the vibe here. Three of Swords. You're predicting the heartbreak. Stop going into your shell, hiding, worrying that the worst is going to happen. The worst, you're already in it. So if you can handle this, you can handle another 5-10 years. It's just going to keep looking like this. It's going to get sad. People are going to die. Things are going to happen that's not fair. There's probably going to be more George Floyds. There's probably going to be more wars. There's probably going to be more floods. There's going to be more, sure. But you've gotten this far. So you don't need to hide away. You need to empower yourself. Honor your heartbreak. Cry, grieve, feel the feelings that you're feeling for the people that are struggling. But at the end of the day, when it's reminding me of this oracle card I have from a heaven deck, where it's like, tears cleanse the soul. It helps reconfigure your DNA is what I'm hearing. It's like, when you have those trapped emotions, they have nowhere to go. But when you're releasing it and not believing that you're a victim to society, the past does not have to repeat itself, because you are manifesting a different reality. This is so woo-woo. Queen of Swords in reverse. This is like saying no to things that don't serve you, realizing that you were always capable of channeling what was yours to begin with, because the Queen of Swords upright, I think, of channeling sometimes. So it's like, you'll always get intuitive nudges of where to go. You have spirit team. You have teams that support you, soul tribe, whatever you believe in. Keep listening to that. Keep following that. And you're going to go where you need to be. Look at that. The World card. Exactly. The World card is about wrapping up chapters. We're wrapping up a major cycle where people were not empowered. We're heading into a place where we empower ourselves. So it's kind of like, you don't really need us. We're here for you for the things you don't quite fully understand, like sending you energy codes and stuff like that. But you are always meant to be your own savior. God was always consciousness experiencing itself. It was always love. And as long as you embody love and you're kind and you're sharing that love with others without expectation, it's going to come back to you, because that's how the universe works. As within, so without. No World War III. Even if there was, it would not be as devastating as the news propagates it to be. You're going to be okay. Will people die? Of course. That's how life unfolds. You know what I mean? I didn't want my ex-fiance to pass away. I didn't want my friends to die. I'm very passionate about mental health because of it, though, right? When we go through something hard, it changes us. It transforms us. If I didn't deal with alcoholism, I wouldn't be so passionate about mental health. If I didn't deal with the love of my life dying, I wouldn't be so passionate to write a song to help other people feel like they're understood. There's always a point. There's always a meaning for the suffering. So as long as you find the meaning, you can transform it into something that benefits you. It's alchemy. That's what it is. So yeah, besties, I'm going to leave it there. Please let me know what you think. Like I said, if you enjoy this, please share it with your friends. These are not videos that do well. And it was an hour long, so I don't even know if you guys are going to get it. If you finish to the end, like, leave me a heart emoji or something to let me know, because I don't want to do more of these if you guys aren't into it. But that was a real strong channel. There was a guy that was like, I want to talk. Like, excuse me, let me through. So just let us know that while it looks bad, just put your head down and get in touch with yourself, because that's what's going to set you free during all of this. Anything else before I wrap this up, sir? You're all going to be okay. I don't know who needs to hear that. I know you're not okay. You're going to be. It's in the ebbs and flows of life. When you feel like you need to rest, rest. When you feel like you need to go after something, go after something. If you feel like there's a snake in your pack, Get away from that person. Honor your intuition. It's not wrong. There's a reason you have it. All the other animals in the kingdom, they don't ask why. They just do, right? Think about the cat that's waiting on its prey, you know? Start to move with your intuition and your heart, less with what society says, and you'll be okay. That's the message. So yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed this. Leave a comment down below, even if it's just an emoji, to let me know if you made it till the end. Like I said, if you guys want to pre-order my song, I'd really appreciate that. I think you'll love it if you're a victim of, you know, narcissist, empath dynamics. If you've lost people, it's a song about self-empowerment. If you want to book a private reading with me, there is a wait list, but thekarmicdf.com. Y'all know the spiel. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of that. But I will see you guys in my next video. Love you all so much. You really are in control of your destiny, is what I'm hearing. It's always been you. You have the key. You will get through it. Turn off all the noise if you feel lost. Come back home to self if you feel lost. Go out into nature. Turn everything off. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. But you are always meant to save yourself. I'm hearing the good way to end it. I'm hearing the song, we were meant to live for so much more. Have we lost ourselves? Somewhere we live inside. As within, so without. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves.
Life's complicated, we all have our faults. The more we are separate, we close off our hearts. Vulnerability and we can't connect. Lean on our vices to try and forget that we're only human, we all want the same. Egos and pride differ when we're to blame. Now you're alone and it's asking God why. Imagine what happened if we simply tried.